Yo, what up, y'all? It's your boy Corey Roy back at it again with another popping tutorial. So today we are going to learn how to make the foundation that you've learned thus far and kind of twist it and make it into your own, right? So the thing about this dance style is like it's cool to learn foundation, but you can't just stick with the foundation. You have to add to it, you know. Just like, for example, if I'm teaching you a certain move, you're not going to do that move every single time because people have already seen me do that move, you know what I'm saying, over and over and over. And then suddenly they're seeing you do that move, even though you've learned it from me. That's not going to protect you from being called a biter. And if you don't know what a biter is, people do this hand motion right here. That means that you took this person's move to the T, to the exact same pattern that they use, to the same formation, to the same setup and delivery, all that stuff. Like, you don't want to be called a biter, okay? It's incredibly looked down upon in the scene, and yeah, it's just kind of the easy escape route out, right? So in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to take the foundation that you've learned and kind of make it into your own, right? So what have we learned thus far? We've learned this foundational move, right? I call this, I don't think we've given it a name yet, but I'm going to name it the flavor, okay? So this is the flavor. Boom. You're basically just leaning from side to side, the flavor. So we're going to use this first as an example of how we can flip this groove and make it our own, right? So what you want to do is you want to, as you're practicing this groove in the mirror or wherever you're at, ask yourself, okay, now I've got this. Got this down, right? What can I add to make this mine? So right now, what am I not doing? I'm not traveling. I'm not going from A to B, right? That's the first thought that came to my mind. Okay, so what would it look like if I added a step while I'm doing this motion? Oh snap! I've just discovered a completely new move out of the groove that I just learned, right? Okay, so now I've gotten down the step. What can I do next? Okay, boom. What if I added a turn right here? Boom. Oh, shoot. Then I can just keep going. Turn back. What if it's just a turn? Take the step. Turn. All right. Bam. Turn. Right? What does it, instead of walking from left to right, what does it look like if I walk backwards? What does it look like if I walk forward? Oh shoot, doesn't that look like a walkout? What's another thing that comes to mind? So, what if I jump, right? So I go 1, 2, 3, boom, 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 okay? Boom, 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 boom. What if I bend my knees? Boom, 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 boom. Or if I took this and started making circles. Boom. Boom. That's a little harder. Boom. 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 Okay? What if I did a circle? Boom. And then took a step. Yeah? So what I just discovered was I did a roll with my body and then step for the walkout. So this is how popping started, right? Like they started with one move and then they thought to themselves, okay, what can I add to this move to make it better, to make it my own, to make it myself, right? So simple things like that. You can translate that technique to any other rhythm you learn, right? So let's look at the walkout. So normal walkout, pivot, step. Okay? What if I took this, pivot, and instead of stepping, I kick, go right back into a walkout, kick, right back into a walkout, kick. Okay? Here we go again. Pivot. Instead of taking a step, what if I slide? Right? Into a kick. Pivot, slide, kick, pivot, slide, step, kick, slide. Okay? What if I added a jump? Step, pivot, jump. Step, pivot, jump. Okay? What if I added a groove in between each step? Right? Boom, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Step. 2, 3, 4. Right? What if I bend my knees? Boom, 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 boom. Now I'm up again. What if I did the walkout, pivot, step, and then we'll step back? Right? Okay, let's look at twister flex. Twister flex. Twister flex. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so that's the basic twister flex, right? So what if I twister flex, right? And I added kind of this springy feeling, right? So what if I was just bending my knees up and down while I'm twister flexing? That's just one thing I can add, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? So all of these moves kind of connect together. And the more things that you add to make it your own, the more impressive it's going to look, right? Because to the regular popper, they're going to think, oh man, they're just doing some fundamental foundation. But to a judge, it's going to be like they're doing foundation and they're doing more on top of that, you know? So that gives you an edge over somebody that's just mainly doing foundation. What's another thing? So we take that slide, right? Idea, concept. So we've got the Fresno. 1, 2, 3, 4. So what if while we're switching, we're adding that slide, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It looks different, right? So what if I took a step? 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, no. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. What if I took a step back? 1, 2, 3, 4. Step forward. 1, 2. Step back. 3, 4. So just like how we did, I showed y'all the different levels of the Fresno, right? But all that was just me saying, okay, I'm tired of being in the front. What's it look like if my arm was up here? What's it look like if my arm is out here? What's it look like if my arm is up here? What does it look like if I'm bending my back? Right? What does it look like if I add a spin? Okay? Yeah, think about how you can change your different levels too. So like, back to the twisto flex, right? What I like to do, so if I go like that, leg, arm, what I like to do is I bend my knees, and lean forward so that I can have that different level. Because it's not, you get bored of just this all the time. So what does it look like if I bend my knees while I do that? Bow, 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 bow. What if I did one arm at a time? Bow, bow, bow. Look, there's an opening here. Bow, who, bow, who, bow, who, bow, 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 up, over, bow. Right? I think in the previous video we talked about different textures too. That goes to the same idea of like, okay, now that I've learned these textures, what does it look like if I add that texture to this foundational move, right? So for example, we learned about the wave, right? So the previous videos, we talked about going from smooth to hard, right? So what does hard look like? Bow, 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 bow. Smooth. Bow, 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 bow. What if I hit with it? Cow, 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 right? Yeah. But that's kind of how you make the thing that you learn your own, right? You ask yourself, hey, what if I add this to it, right? Something that I like to do all the time too is I like to add some hip hop groove to my foundation, right? So it'll go bah, 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 so all that comes from just matching and mixing and doing all this other stuff. I learned mixing styles from J-Rock, from watching his tutorials. Highly recommend you look him up and buy his tutorials because it's well worth it. J-Rock. Yeah, so homework for you. I want you to take the fundamental moves that I've showed you so far, and then I want you to add step. And I'm not giving you really any guidelines aside from just adding these types of concepts, right? Because I want you to come up with your movement yourself, right? And that's kind of like the scary part of this freestyle dance. It's not that scary. You just try it. So I want you to do the foundational moves, the Fresno, the flavor, the walkout, the twisto flex. Yeah. So I want you to add step. So step into the fundamental moves. Figure out where you can take a step. Figure out where you can take a slide. Figure out where you can take a step forwards and backwards. Well, that's in the step, never mind. So steps, slides, jumps, bends, okay? And turns. So step, slide, jump, bend, turn. I want you to add those 5 things to what you've already gotten, right? Next Friday, we will review what you've created. So, with that being said, I'm going to end it right here. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will see y'all next Friday.